I'd like to share with you my experience with specialty hair replacement services. The service I tried was Hair Club. You've probably heard about this company before because it's been around for decades. I was actually a Hair Club customer when I was about 22 years old. Back then, the company was called Hair Club for Men. Does that sound familiar?
And by the way, I'm not only the Hair Club president, but I'm also a client.
Because of the name, I should have known that they couldn't do much for me, but I sashayed into that Hair Club building anyway, and I let the salesperson convince me that they could make all my hair dreams come true. She took me to a private room and she proceeded to make a mold of my head by wrapping a bunch of saran wrap and tape around my head. And then she took the mold and gave it to a specialist. And you know what the specialist did? She made me a wig. Just a wig. I mean, albeit a good wig, it was just a wig. I paid $2,165 for it, and I remember that number because $2,165 was a lot of money in 1997, especially for a 22-year-old who didn't make that much money. The agreement was I would go back once a month to have services done, and the services included ventilation, which is adding new hairs in so that we wouldn't get the balding that I just talked about, and washing and conditioning it. But honestly, that once a month just wasn't enough. For me to be happy with that service, I would have had to go back every 2 weeks because I was wearing that wig 24/7, y'all. It was basically cemented to my head. I slept in that wig, I worked in it, I played in it, and I was into sports at that time. I was doing karate. I was riding motorcycles. I mean, I lived, okay? So yeah, I was experiencing balding all the time with that wig, and I was constantly moving the part around. So my hair was never looking exactly the way I wanted it unless I was fresh from the salon, you know, and that was only once a month. And I couldn't afford to go any more often than that because that was not in the contract. Anyway, I kept that wig for about 6 months. It wasn't a full year, I don't think. And then I didn't bother with the company anymore after that. But about 6 years ago, I revisited that office to see if they had anything new to offer. And they didn't, but they did offer a better package. For $7,000 a year, I could have the same service, but every 3 months I would be given a new wig. So that works out to be about $600 a month when you include tips, right? That's expensive, but it may be worth it just to have a nice salon to go to and someone else to fuss over my hair, you know? I'm still considering it because I kind of liked the service.